Hi, I'm Rob Cosman. Welcome to our Purple Heart project. This is the end of class number 9. And actually, sadly, this is the last time we're going to be at this facility in Heartland Forest, Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada. We're moving, starting in the spring of 2019, we're moving this back to New Brunswick. And this is the first time we've used this little pioneer cabin to do our interviews, which is really very fitting. I have Jade. Jade is one of our combat wounded veterans that we host at our week-long workshop. I've told you in some of the other interviews, if you've seen them, these guys work long days. We're at breakfast at 7, shop at 8, lunch is brought in, we're here till at least 6. We have supper, we're back 7:38 and work until oftentimes 11 o'clock. So it's not quite as it says on the website. We put a few more hours into that. But the guys are so into it, the time goes by without even noticing. They're not sitting there looking at their clock or the watch or watching a clock. And that's good. I know we're doing our job when they're that engrossed that time flies by. In fact, this is Friday and it's like, where to go?
Absolutely.
How'd you find out about this, Jake?
I was actually watching a YouTuber named Chad Stanton, who had been to the Woodcraft owners and manufacturers vendor show. And he had met you, Rob.
Yeah.
And then when he came back from the vendor show and did his YouTube thing, he actually talked about you, your conversation with him, and this program. So after watching that, then I went to your website.
Thanks, Chad.
And then I read about it there and sent in the application. Heard back from Luther, and then heard from you, and came up here.
There you are.
Sir.
So, military background, what got you here?
So, I am a medically retired United States Marine. I was injured by a suicide car bomb back in Haditha, Iraq in 2004, which destroyed my knee. Fast forward, about 14 years now. Woodworking has gotten me closer to my daughter, for one, and it gives me...
What's her name?
Taylor.
How old is she?
12. Black belt in second degree black belt in Taekwondo.
Say hello.
Hi, Taylor.
Don't forget your wife.
Absolutely. Hi, Jean, who's also red belt now in Taekwondo. I get in trouble for that later. But it has brought me back to being closer to both of them, because since being out of the military, I need to be active, I need to be engaged, I need to get mentally and physically tired, otherwise I'm wound up and bound up and looking for something to do. I found scuba diving, worked all the way up to becoming an instructor, but it takes me away from the family too much. Woodworking, you can do in the garage. And my daughter has found to really like it, so she's out there with me doing small projects. My wife likes it because she will end up with the end result.
Yep.
Yeah, it's as stressful as it can be to flatten a board or get the dovetails correctly. At the end of the day, putting the stress into the wood seems to take it away from the rest of life, and I'm not so anxious or bound up and snapping at my daughter or the like.
So when you're in the middle of cutting dovetails or dimensioning a board, we have them take a piece of rough lumber and they have to make it flat, smooth, and square in all 6 surfaces. When you're in the middle of that, are you thinking anything else other than the task at hand?
No. You don't have the time to be able to do that. Plus, if you have a couple knots in the board, it's going to be frustrating enough paying attention to that, that everything else can drown out around you. I even put music on in the shop a couple times, and it ends up being white noise in the background. It's nice to have, but you don't focus on it, you don't think about it. You're very much focused and in the zone, dimensioning the wood or working on whatever it is, the task at hand.
Almost medicinal? I've heard some guys say that this becomes their medicine.
It's not almost medicinal. It is. It is medicinal. Um, you know, I have more than a few meds that I take daily. Um, and like I said, this helps out with anxiety, stress. And that's why I said I need to get to a point where I'm mentally and physically tired. And it needs to be both of them. So that I can go back in the house and enjoy the rest of the evening or get a good night's rest and wake up the next day. So today's Friday.
Yeah.
Monday was absolutely exhausting and I was hurting Tuesday. I woke up earlier, got less sleep, and I'm more awake and energetic today than I was when I arrived. And we've been doing hard work the whole week.
Yeah, it's physically demanding. It is. Where are you, by the way? No, over here.
Oh, right here. This was my 1st Infantry Unit, 1st Battalion, 4th Marines, out of Camp Pendleton, California.
Okay.
And technically, also the Purple Heart.
Right. That's right, too. We have several Purple Heart recipients in this class.
At least 3. But I believe the other 2 guys, both non-vets, I believe both of them also have 2 Purple Hearts,
yeah.
Which, if you remember, was the enemy's marksmanship badge.
Yeah, right. Not something you want to start collecting.
No, not really. So when if I pull into a handicapped parking spot or something, people might look at me and go, "Oh, wait, you can't." If they see the leg or the cane come out or something like that, oh, okay. Because at my age, you don't generally expect somebody to be pulling into a handicapped parking spot or anything like that.
2 things I want you to do. I'll save the one I was going to ask you for the last, but I asked each of the guys when they come into the interview to bring your favorite tool. They have, in US dollars, about $2,000 worth of tools that we send them home with. And most of those tools come from Woodcraft, or Woodcraft owners, I should say, the individual store owners, although the Woodcraft franchise is a big supporter of what we do as well, monetarily. Trend gives every one of our vets, every time we've taught this, a diamond plate. So I'll let you tell them. I said, bring your favorite tool. What do you got?
So I brought the Trend Diamond Stone and the Shapton, what is this? 16,000 grit stone. I thought about it when you said bring your favorite tool, and I went back to thinking before I was coming up what I was most nervous about doing or most anxious. And if you do a dovetail wrong, get another piece of wood or cut off the end and redo it. This, bar none, by hand, sharpening the plane blades and the chisels looked the hardest to do, and that's what made me the most anxious, because if you mess that up, then you got to go to the grinder, or you just can't do the job correctly.
Yeah.
And after doing it and feeling like I have it absolutely wrong, I have gotten to the point where yesterday I did it, ran my thumbnail over the blade, didn't feel any catches on it, no scratches or anything. Brought it to you and you gave it a thumbs up. Without these, nothing else can happen.
Yeah, that's right.
So this is the beginning thing I was most nervous about, and I feel like I got it.
Well, I told you, if you learn to sharpen, you just got the key to let you in the door that takes you into a room of hand tool woodworking that most people never even get to fully understand because they have never learned to sharpen. So good on you. Final request, talk to the camera, talk to the guys out there who are sitting there suffering, and get them to sign up, please.
So whichever country you're from, if you've served in the military and have had things happen to you, regardless of combat or whatever it was, if you have anxiety, if you have PTSD, whatever we're calling it, stresses, anything like that, this is an activity, this is a function that will pull that anxiety and stress out of you. We came here as a group of individuals. Nobody knew each other. The military guys, former military guys, or the straight civilians, nobody knew each other. Many of us have already exchanged contact information. We've been helping each other out, just like we did in the service. It's a great feeling. We're leaving with friends. We're leaving with a lot of knowledge. And it's something that, bring the horse to water kind of thing. When we leave, when I go home, I got friends that already want to come over and see what I learned. My daughter already wants to see how the new tools work. This is something that you spend a week and it'll keep on going for you for the rest of your life. So go to Rob's website, put in the application, and look forward to getting a phone call from him.
Final hello to the Colonel.
Luther, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Sorry you couldn't be here this week. Dave did a decent job. He's not replacing you. And I look forward to meeting you in the future.
Thanks, Jade. Appreciate your service, brother.
Thank you very much, Rob.
Very best.
Thank you, Jake.